Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Can You Survive All Stars? We are heading into the final the final 10 tribal council. Um, and, and I have so much to tell you. I'm so excited. Okay, so in we go. I'm gonna apologize ahead of time if things that I say don't make sense. I need more caffeine, and I will be getting it right after this tribal. But in the meantime, here comes our final 10. We have, I think they're going to be coming in little clumps. We have Ned and Kaylee.
Thanks for being on time.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Taylor and Alicia. Jazzy. Albie and Bobby. Nina. Alan and Kendall.
All right, let's now bring in our jury. We've got Isaiah. There's a door there for you. Isaiah, Brianna, and Lauren voted out at our last tribal council. All right, Bobby. You guys have been whispering that whole walk in. There's been people whispering this whole time sitting down. We gave you a good amount of time. Is this decision still up in the air?
Yeah, that was, I think, the biggest scramble I've ever been a part of. I don't know who it didn't go on at some point or another, and where it cycled back and went around. And the way that we're approaching those of being like pairs, you talk to somebody, you think you solidify somebody, then somebody else talks to that person, and it shifts. And it's just like by the time you get back to them, it's an entirely different thing. And this one was hard, insane.
Yeah. I mean, Albie, why do you think it is so hard for this group to maybe come to an easier consensus? Is there just too many people that want to try and take control of a vote?
Yeah, exactly right. People are trying to build their resume, I think. So people want to be the one who made the plan. But I think also people are trying to protect people. I mean, you got a beautiful resume, but it's not going to get you anywhere if you get fourth place. So you also have to look at who's going to help you get to the end and what that path is. So I don't know. It's interesting. We have an interesting group of people here.
Yeah, that's what we like to call you guys. Taylor, I mean, that's a really good point that Albie made. Like, you got to start standing out from this pack in some way, but you also don't want to be the tallest blade of grass that's going to get cut the next time, right? So, how do you kind of manage to figure out how to find that middle ground?
I don't know, because I'm still wrapping my head around that scramble out there, because Albie's right. Like, I think every type of name was thrown out there in the books, and there was a lot of backtracking, a lot of cross-referencing, just trying to figure out what is going on, just so you're not on the wrong side of the votes, because you just want to try to be in the majority here and continue to build the trust with the people that you've been working with, and hope that it doesn't snap your torch in the end.
Yeah. Ned, how much of the kind of scrambling and the changing plans is a little bit of jury management in terms of making sure no one is kind of getting the short end of the stick before they go home?
Oh, I think there's too much other chaos to really worry about that right now. I think people are worried about making sure the chaos doesn't ensure that they end up on the jury before managing sort of like the ultimate exit of the person who like probably was agreed to literally last minute just now.
Yeah. Okay. Jazzy, are the groups that are kind of, in this game, maybe pairs, trios, voting blocks, whatever you guys want to call them, are they the same that they were when we entered the merge, or has that already kind of been blown up and new groups are forming?
They're not the same since we just stepped on this platform. I have no idea what I'm even going to vote right now. I have tried to have like coherent conversations with people, and then all of a sudden it gets misconstrued. Like, ah, it's. It, All Stars is no joke. Like, we are all so strategically intelligent and we all want to get to the end. And so we're just running all these strings and strings and strings, and then they're just rattling. And my head is spun. And I have no idea who I'm voting. And quite frankly, I don't want to vote any of you out. We are iconic. You guys are all great. Like,
Hear that,
I'm
Princess?
so glad I have this necklace because I think my name would be out there, you know? So it's just, it's a hard game, but we love it. We still come back.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys did. Yeah, I mean, talk about the necklace, Kaylee. So you received the, food chain necklace. Talk to me a little bit about the strategy of, everyone's kind of giving a pretend reason maybe why they're picking someone, but there's true strategy going on, even if they're giving maybe a lying answer to the public. Like, do you read a lot into that? Is that kind of factoring in, oh, this person picked this person, or are people taking that personally when you do start to strategize?
Not really. I don't think it's a huge factor. I think there's definitely certain people that maybe want to be targeted or are seen as more challenge threats, so they might get the necklace in a different way. But I think overall, just having the necklace just gives you one more breath until getting back into the chaos. But it doesn't mean that we're immune to the chaos either. As Jazzy just said, it was up until the very last second that people were, talking about another plan. So this is it's an incredible group of players that are playing with their entire heart, their entire brain. So it's going to take a lot to continue to move forward.
Interesting. Nina, what would you say are the reasons you're pitching potentially for voting people out? Is it because someone is too big a threat or too connected, or what is the reason for someone going home?
I mean, yeah, all of those things. There's threats in so many different ways. There's also people who maybe think are non-threats, who then that is a threat.
Yeah.
And people who have voted me out, and people who have not worked with me, people who have wronged me. All of the above.
Okay. Follow-up question, just because you kind of reminded me there, but as someone who has come back into the game, do you feel like you have to stand out even more at this merge to kind of earn your place here, or are you comfortable with your, how you're playing?
I definitely, I think I've said to a couple of people, it felt like I was getting on a treadmill that was already moving. But I'm running. I'm on the sprint now, so it feels good.
Okay, that's good to hear. Alan, we're getting pretty far into this game. 2 winners are still on my platform here with me. I hate to ask you one more time, but I'm just curious, how much do you feel like that's factoring into anything that's going on in terms of strategy?
You know what, Cam? Like I say, with every one of the questions that I get, I'm just hoping I can ride with the relationships I've made in this game from day 1 to now day 5. And I'm hoping those relationships ride it out, regardless of whether I'm a winner or not.
Kendall, do you feel like you are playing differently this time than you played the first time around?
Yes, I do. I think last time I was definitely more in control. I had a solid alliance and we kind of just moved forward in the game together throughout. And now I feel like this time I don't really have a clear alliance, and that's sometimes hard to navigate. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Well, I am really curious what's going to happen here. Unless anyone has anything to say, got a few more whispers. Nothing to say to the class?
I think we're all curious where this is going.
All right. I think we're ready to get to the vote. Ned, you're up.
All right, and away we go to tea time. Y'all, I'm so excited. Okay, so for this tea time, I have a bunch of stuff written down in my handy dandy notebook to tell y'all as always. And then we have late breaking tea that my lovely confessionalists have texted me that I haven't even read all of yet. So after we take care of the regularly scheduled tea that we got ahead of time, we will be getting some last minute bonus tea, and we'll be finding out together what it is. So I'm super excited. get pumped. So, first order of business, let's talk about that idol that was hidden at that last challenge. I know everyone was dying to know not only who it was, but how it works. So, Alan grabbed it. Alan got the idol. I think that Jazzy saw him because someone overheard her say, "Damn it," once like he grabbed it. So, potentially Jazzy knows about it, but Alan got it. And the thing that's super cool about this idol is this is a fire idol. It does not work the same way as a normal immunity, like hidden immunity idol that y'all are used to if you're Survivor fans. It's a fire idol, which means that if he plays it, um, instead of Cam reading the votes, Cam throws all of the votes in the fire, burns them up, and then all the players have to re-vote, but they cannot vote for the same person that they just voted for again. They have to choose someone different. So that is literally, I'm so excited. So he has a regular hidden immunity idol and he has a fire idol. Um, yeah. Um, so yeah, so there is currently a plan in place to get Alan to flush his idol. Kendall and Alicia were first like spitballing that and like throwing that around. They were saying, okay, well, maybe let's get Alan to flush his idol. Again, they don't know that it's a fire idol and they don't know, like, and they don't know that he has two. I think, because the only one that knows he has one is, well, I guess Ned and Kaylee. So maybe they've told Alicia and Kendall respectively because they're super tight. But yeah, but their idea is to get Alan to flush an idol and to get the vote onto Bobby. And potentially have them pull in Kaylee, Jazzy, and Ned to get this accomplished. Alicia having a core of Kendall, Albie, Kaylee, and Ned that she's hoping to vote with. So it's interesting because Kendall keeps talking about how she's like, oh, I'm all alone. I'm on an island. I don't have an alliance. And she's like she's been like really, what's the word I want to use? She seemed really down and like really emotional. She's like, Kendall is literally like the most fun, like happy go lucky girl that I like. One of them that I've ever met. Like, I'm lucky that I get to be her friend outside of this game. And she's an incredibly like joyful, like positive person. And she's been nothing but like looking stressed and almost tearful. And at first I was worried about her, but now I'm realizing that might just be an entire act, like a very long con to hide just how many people that she is playing with. Although I will say, Paranoia has said it in this group about Kendall's very public um, bank a vote that she picked up at that tribal council that Isaiah went out. So she is a target in this round. Nina is targeting her because because Nina has heard that the vote is between Alan and Kendall, and Nina views Alan as her number one. And she also thinks if Kendall goes here, it'll be easier to take out the people that she perceives as not trustworthy, which would be Alicia, Ned, and Kaylee. So it looks like Albie has gotten off the hit list for Nina, and Ned and Kaylee added on with Alicia remaining. Let's see. Okay. Sorry. I don't know what that means. Okay, we're not going to go there. Let's see. So, who else should we talk about? Okay, let's talk about the people that Nina finds untrustworthy. Kaylee, who is describing herself as the most popular girl in school, feels like she has tons of connections, tons of relationships. She thinks that she's viewed as a goat, which is a person in Survivor that is considered undeserving of winning, but a good person to sit next to try and win against. But she's like very happy that that's the current perception. So she doesn't seem, um, what's it called, like threatening, and so that her path is easier to the end. But she's sitting here feeling like she could actually win, and she's super excited to like if that happens to talk about all the hard work she's put in, all the relationships she's built, and everything she's done in the game. Currently, she's trying to figure out, she's super close to Alan, and she's trying to figure out how she can tip off Alan to play his idol because she knows he is a name that is going around, but she doesn't want to get caught and be the one and like have everyone know that. Um, she is the one that told Alan. So Kaylee's like, okay, how do I like let him know, but like on the DL, so that like they don't know that I know and I told him. So we'll see. Which is funny. I guess she went from like thinking maybe she would blackmail him over the idol to now being like, okay, I need to like help him to play it. So that is interesting. Another person aiming their sights at Alan, which is why he might need to play an idol, is Albie. He heard Kendall's name as a big plan, but he actually just wants to target Alan because he's super close to Kendall. And he's worried about like potentially an Albie Allen finals and is worried that like Alan would um, beat him in the end. And obviously does not want that because he would like to be a 2-time winner. Let's see. Moving over to Ned now. Ned has locked in a final 4 of himself, Kaylee, Alan, and Taylor. He has heard Kendall's name, but he's decided again he's doing the driver's ed thing, and he's taking a back seat, and he's kind of Sandra Diaz twying this. Whereas he's like, as long as it's not any of those final 4, like I'm good, I'll vote wherever. And he has heard Kendall's name, so there could be a vote in that direction. Let's see. I haven't talked about Taylor yet and that final 4. Taylor is working with Kaylee and Alan and Ned, and she's also working closely with Bobby. She's hoping that perhaps that group can pull Albie to vote for, I believe, Kendall. So yeah. Speaking of Bobby, Bobby also thinks that this is it. Well, thought it was a Kendall vote. Bobby has plenty of alliances, feels very safe. However, again, if you will remember, Kendall and Alicia were plotting to try and get the vote onto Bobby and have Alan flush the idol. So he is actually, again, not safe, potentially. Yeah, let me see if that's everything I have here, and then we'll shift potentially to the bonus info. Okay, I did that. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's move on over to the bonus info. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna pull up my text messages and we're gonna read them. Okay, okay, so all right, T number 1. Jazzy said to Bobby that she wants to lock in a final 5 with him, but would he do it if with Nina in it? Remember, Bobby and Nina are a duo, but they're trying to lower their threat level and not have everyone know by pretending like they're not wanting to work together. So, but they are. But so he said he could as long as they don't get targeted for being season 2 because there's like so many season 2 people. And yeah, so then they walked over to okay, I don't understand. Yeah, so basically, so Jazzy's like, hey, like let's do a Bobby, Nina, Jazzy, Kaylee final 4 situation. With Taylor as a 5th and Kendall as a 6th. I don't know. So yeah. So Kendall was approached with this final 6 and went back to Alan and Albie and told them that she was approached by Bobby for this final 5 situation, which makes her think she's 5. So now they're thinking, okay, should we get Alicia and Ned and use Kendall's extra like bank of vote to try and counter that? Okay, let's see. And oh, Alan told Ned about the fire idol. So now Ned knows about both of Alan's idols. So clearly they're like a very, very tight final 2. And last in, suddenly lots of people are talking Bobby. Alicia and Taylor are talking about how dangerous he is. He and Nina are together. So I guess their little like bruise is maybe not as airtight as they thought. And Kendall is trying to lock in her and Ned and Albie and Alan and Alicia to take out Bobby. So that is the latest tea. Yeah. So, and there you have it. And I cannot tell if everyone's back yet or not because I was like off on the screen. So that is crazy. Okay, there goes Al or Cam to catch the votes and we will go. Woohoo. All right. Oh my god, that was so fun, y'all. So fun to get like breaking news and just try and try and piece it together. So, I mean, the players this time for once were not kidding or not pretending when they said they literally have no idea what's happening and what they're doing. Yeah, crazy. I will say, I didn't hear anything about the Spice Girls this round, and so I don't know that Jazzy, Taylor, and Kaylee are working together anymore. So that's just one other thing to note as we head back in. Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry, I almost tripped. Scary. All right, everyone just silently waiting for Cam to count up the votes and bring them on back to Tribal Council as our final 10, having already voted, can just wait. And reminder, our lovely jury has been looking on and listening to everything, taking it all in. And I'm missing the music because now it's really quiet. Thank you. All right, and in comes Cam with an entourage, it looks like.
All right. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play one, now would be the time to do so. I'll get to the votes. First vote, Alicia. Second vote, Bobby. Third vote, Lee. Fourth vote, Bobby. That's 2-2. Fifth vote, Nina. Sixth vote, Nina. We're tied 2-2-2. Seventh vote, Bobby. Eighth vote, Bobby. Ninth vote, and the fourth member of our jury, Bobby. That's enough. Bobby, I'm sorry, but the tribe has spoken. Thank you. All right. We are down to 9. Well, we're going to have you exit tribal council this way. We'll just go quickly, okay? Just because the jury, I got it. Just because the jury has to follow you.
Sorry, a torch just knocked over and it scared me. Are we going to?
Yeah.
All right. And with that, our players are heading out of Tribal Council and heading back to the challenge field, where we will be joining them in some amount of time, 20-ish minutes. All right, 20-ish minutes. So we will see you again in about 20 minutes. Cannot wait to continue on with this fabulous All-Stars game.
Who is escorting?
No.